Om Shanti everyone, my name is Advait Kulkarni and I welcome you all to this video interview series that we are going to be calling as KMGN Connect. Through this series, we aim to connect with individuals who are part of the Kundalini meditation group and who have effected radical transformations in their lives or have addressed a range of chronic situations using various meditation and healing techniques as given to them under the guidance of Sri Janardhan Purilanji, who is fondly referred by everyone as Guruji. At this point, an introduction about Guruji is very much in order. Guruji is a self enlightened spiritual teacher and healer who also has an in depth understanding of various spiritual sciences ranging from astrology, palmistry, numerology, aura reading, and so on. He has had a spiritual awakening, the experiences of which has been captured in his book titled My Experiences with the Mysterious Kundalini Power, which is available on Amazon. Today, in the world, there are many healing techniques, but there are very few people who are adept at these techniques. Guruji is among those rare souls whose sole purpose in life is help to heal and live to love, which is also the motto of the Kundalini meditation group that he has founded in 2017. His approach to healing is addressing the root cause of the issue and not just a symptom. And to make this happen, he energizes the energy centers in the individual's body. And then to keep these energy centers at their most optimal conditions, he prescribes a range of protocols which are required to be followed in a disciplined manner. These protocols range from various juices to breathing exercises, acupressure techniques, self healing, and self cleansing techniques, as well as adopting the right dietary choices in one's daily life. Over the past 2 decades, Guruji has successfully used these techniques to address many chronic diseases ranging from cancer to mental illnesses that were deemed impossible or complicated to handle using conventional or standard treatments. In today's interview, we are going to be speaking with Mrs. Sharvari Vaidya from Thane, India, who has successfully incorporated the techniques given to her by Guruji towards her journey of healing cancer naturally. So let's go and speak with Sharvari. Hello Sharvari, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine, happy, and a bit
Great.
excited.
I can understand Sharvari. You are among the lucky ones to be chosen as the first person to be interviewed as a part of this video series. What is your reaction about it, Sharvari? How do you feel?
I was truly excited to look my name first in the list and bit nervous what I'm going to talk and how it will be like not very confident about myself basically. But yeah, I know I'm blessed by Guruji and he will guide me definitely.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, Sharvari. So let's begin, Sharvari. Let's start with a quick introduction
Yeah.
that you can provide to our viewers today.
Om Shanti to all. My name is Sharvari Vaidya. I stay in Thane in the family of my husband and son Aditya. Uh, by nature, I'm a happy-go-lucky person. I'm a homemaker, basically. I've done my MCom from Mumbai University and worked in LIC for 8 years, but then left a job for my son's uh, upbringing. I have keen interest in many things, lot of hobbies. I read a lot. Uh, Mainly, I love to read spiritual books. Then, like the books that narrates the stories, life changing, and autobiographies, and the traveling, travel logs, that kind of things I read. Then I love gardening. I love singing, painting, cooking, and I love life. I have learned acupuncture, bark therapy, and handwriting analysis. I learned Reiki, so I'm interested basically in all these kind of things, healing healing things.
How was your life before you met Guruji? If you have to summarize that, because it seems you tried so many things.
Yes, yes. Mm, Actually, my family background was not at all spiritual. My parents were more like uh, value based uh, culture, more values, principle. But I never visited any temple or never did any puja or upvas, anything, nothing like that. So, putting your 100% in whatever you do and with honesty, sincerity, and hard work. That is the values given by my parents. Secondly, uh, actually, uh, what happened is, though I learned lot of things, I never took any decisions in my life on my own. Others did, I agreed and was okay with that. I never felt very unhappy. I used to go with the flow. Like mm, the last 30 years, I underwent many operations: appendix, tonsillitis, and thumb operation. Then many infections like malaria, chikungunya, measles, typhoid, and so I suffered from migraine for last 12, 13 years. And I was in depression for almost 25 years due to my family problems. But nobody ever understood that, nor I understood that I have kind of depression. And actually, I think that resulted finally into my the biggest problem, cancer. Mm, I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. That is a type of blood cancer which is very aggressive uh, in December 2016. And uh, obviously I went for the normal surgery way first. First the operation was done, and after that I went to meet Guruji.
Okay, okay. So now we'll come to the most interesting question. How was your first meeting with Guruji like?
uh, Actually, when I went to Guruji, after my operation, the next day I was discharged from hospital. I straightway went to Guruji. He himself opened the door and he hugged me and he said, "Give me all your diseases." And that was the moment I like started crying, and I was so overwhelmed. Uh, I still feel so uh, emotional about that. How can one say something to this to other person? Means even if I know that my words are not going to be true, I'm not going to say these things to anybody. So that was the first thing. Then he was like, uh, you can't go to chemo and radiation after operation, as was suggested by the doctors, and you have to follow all my therapies, that is juice therapy and jalneti, all this the food changes in food habits and all these things you will go through, but you will not go for chemo and radiation. So that was a little bit frightening, because what we had thought in our mind that when we will go to Guruji, we'll ask him whether the healing will with chemo and radiation, like both the things at a time. But he said, no, you can't go to chemo and all these things if you want to come here. And then I was a little bit worried because all my family members, the near dears, and all were saying that you have to go by the logical way. That is, since you have been under the operation, you have to go through the standard treatment, that is chemo and radiation. But here I had no choice. I have to do the decision, and I have to choose one path. So that was the point. I got stuck a little. Then I asked my Reiki teacher, what shall I do? Because I was not used to taking decision. As as I said, uh, she told me, see, it is your call. You have to ask yourself, because nobody can help you and nobody will take this decision for you. It is your life and you have to decide. So just put your hand on your heart, sit for 10 minutes, calm, be peaceful, and ask yourself, what do you want? And whatever answer you will get, either this way or that way, you be with that. And when you choose that, be there 100%. That is the only thing you can do. And yes, I did that night, and I got my answer, and I feel that is the best, and maybe my first, but the best decision I have taken in my whole life myself, for me. So I'm very happy. Uh, as my husband Rajesh, he was okay with both the things. He said, whatever decision, it's your call, and whatever decision you take, I'll be with you. Like if you decide to go for the standard treatment, yes, I will support you. And if you want to go Guruji for healing, there also I'll be there for you always. Whatever you do is okay for me. So the first the hurdle was not there. In my home, at least, I had no problem. Yes, but with other family members, like my cousins, my sister, and they were a little bit worried and concerned that what she's doing, whether she is able will be able to pull over, and to whom she is going, we don't know that person. And obviously, the logical way was uh, to go for standard treatment. uh, so they were worried and concerned about me, and they were not very happy with my decision. But to tell you something, now all of those my near and dearest ones are with Guruji. They are taking healings from Guruji, and they are in Guruji Chhatra Chaya. So I am more happy.
Uh, what other things in the protocol were there which required you to make adjustments? Something which you weren't accustomed to doing or accustomed to adopting earlier, and how easy, difficult was that change, and how you finally accepted that?
Yes, the he gave me a list of things to do. Like he gave that Kundalini healing to me, and he gave one list to do. Like first is juice therapy. I had to take gajar juice 4 times a week. Then 2 times anar juice, and uh, ashgard juice once a week. Now, carrot juice is okay. It's sweet, and everybody likes it, and all the people enjoy it. So that is not a problem. Only problem was work. But when you plan for something, you can do that. The juices are to be taken empty stomach. And ashgard juice also is like cucumber juice, so it is basically not a problem. The hurdle was pomegranate juice. Yes, it was the toughest one, and because you have to take pomegranate uh, with mm, with the cover. With the cover, you have to make the paste out of that, and that you have to drink, which is really uh, kadwa, very bitter. It's very bitter, and it's it was really difficult to swallow it. I used to like fight with myself that keeping that glass in front of me, and whether now I shall start drinking that. But now I have been accustomed to it so much. Just now I completed 60 days of anar juice, alternate day, and it was not a problem at all with Guruji's grace. So it takes time to actually change. Uh, it put in your system. It definitely takes time. Needs a little bit planning for that. Uh, to store the things at home, and without fail remembering doing that. Uh, the juice therapy is wonderful. It basically gajar juice has lot of nutrients which our body needs, and we cannot eat half kilo gajar at a time. So gajar juice, when we drink gajar juice in the morning, the first thing, it fills you up with energy and good feeling, like, because it is full of nutrition. And secondly, ashgard is very good for liver, so it detoxifies liver. So once a week it is taken. Pomegranate is like amrit, because it detoxifies the whole body, the stomach. Your vata, pitta, and kapha is balanced because of that, and many problems get solved. Now, many people ask me, suppose we take very regular food, like very simple food, then do we need to take anar juice with that? So I think in today's world we get the basic things like fruits and vegetables. Those are so contaminated that we need to take anar juice twice a week, whatever food we take. Actually, it doesn't matter how simple you food you take, but you have to take anar juice twice a week. It will be very helpful to take out the toxins created by those pesticides and that contaminated vegetables and fruits, which we cannot avoid basically. Then the second thing that was avoiding sugar completely, zero sugar, like no sweets were allowed, and only honey was the allowed sweet, and good was preferable to sugar, but less in quantity. Actually, I don't have a sweet tooth, so it was not a big problem for me to avoid sugar. But many people don't know that cancer thrives on sugar. So cutting off the sugar is very important. The third thing is egg. I was not egg eater. Means I was a purely vegetarian person. Never thought of eating egg for any reason. I don't like egg much. Like, I don't like its smell. But egg is full of nutrition. It has a lot of minerals, vitamins. It has vitamin D, which is very important nowadays. B12, that vegetarian people don't get B12 and D3 in our vegetarian food. So it is very important to eat egg as told by Guruji. He tells you to eat just one egg in a day. I think that is the minimum thing. And I, though I still I don't like egg, but nowadays I pray to that egg and say that it is you are my savior. I'm so grateful to you, and I eat the egg. So I eat 1.5 egg daily. Then stopping the dairy products, because the same thing. Guruji said if uh, uh, in earlier days we had been the cows with us, and the lifestyle was different. For that time, having milk and milk products was okay. But now, again, the cows are given lot of hormone injections, then the pesticides and so much things, medicines, antibiotics are used for them, that obviously we are going to get all those things through milk. So it is better to avoid milk rather than, uh, means it is, there is no choice actually. We don't have choice, and to fulfill that we are eating egg, D3 and B12, we are eating egg. So I think stopping dairy products is very very important. Dairy also uh, uh, gives you mucus in the body, which again is not good for cancer. So stopping dairy products is also very important. Uh, then a self-healing. Obviously, Guruji taught us a self-healing technique, but since I knew Reiki, it was almost the same thing. And but I had not been practicing it very regularly, like how Guruji tells us. But about self-healing, I want to say something. Self-healing that is taught by Guruji is very very simple. There is no complication, nothing like that. You have to just put your hands on the body parts and pray for that. Pray to nature, pray to God, whatever you believe. That please heal my stomach, please heal my hand, whatever it is. And it is so simple, and it works because I think we never treat our body as our friend. We treat our body as our slave, and whatever we want to do we can do, and it should be in the right right this thing. But it is not like that, because if we treat our body as your friend, and you have to cultivate the friendship. Even if you meet a person, you cannot become a friend in one day or 10 minutes. You need some time to cultivate that friendship, and to give and take something in the friendship. So self healing is just like that. So you have to give some time for that. So definitely it works wonders, and I have experienced that many times. I had actually a problem, urinary tract infection, for many years. After my appendix operation, I got that problem, and it was almost every twice in a month I used to get that infection. Now, generally, when we say infection, it needs antibiotics. But I have tried many antibiotics given by the gynecologist, but nothing worked. I was suffering for so many years, 15 years almost. But with the self-healing technique, I can tell that the frequency came down like anything, and as soon as I used to feel like the infection is coming, I used to do a lot of self healing continuously on the parts told by Guruji, and it would give me results faster than any tablets. So it's amazing thing that works. I have taught the self healing technique to many of my friends, and they are also doing it and finding very good, helpful. Then ginger garlic paste. He told us to take ginger garlic paste twice a day. This also, I was not able to take ginger garlic for some reason. Uh, but last uh, 6 months I've been very regular taking that, and my migraine is gone. That is, almost 12 years I've been suffering from migraine and was not finding any solution to that. And just a spoon of ginger garlic before meals was the answer. And it was so simple to do. So that is how it is. Uh, then Jalneti. Guruji told us to do Jalneti with Jalneti pot. Here also I had lot of hurdles while doing that. Uh, the water used to go in my ear, and I stopped doing that because I feared of what ear infection. But then Guruji told me, no, there is a hole in your ear, and that is the reason the water is going in your ear. So if you do it regularly without fail, the hole will get closed automatically. Your body will close it, and then you will be able to do Jalneti very nicely. And that is what happened. Actually, I felt it like miracle. Now I can do it very smoothly. Uh, so everywhere I had lot of lapses, and I have come up like. So at first I found it very difficult. Like, how will I manage all these things? So many things in a day. Like, there will be no time left for me for to do other things. Like, but yeah, actually, if I started keeping one diary. What things I have done, I have not done, and I have to do. Like, I have to add, or I have to do more. That I have kept one diary for. You can keep a checklist for that, and after that you can get to know actually what you are doing, and you can uh, do a little bit planning. Planning is very necessary. Like, if tomorrow morning 7 o'clock, if I have to do a juice, I need to have the stock in my fridge beforehand. That much planning is required. But otherwise, now it has been so much set in the brain itself that we don't miss a thing. And here I should thank my husband, uh, mainly because the day we reach after the first inning, Guruji gave the list of all the juices to do and all the things to do. The first, as soon as we reach home, he went into the shop. He bought all the juicers and NutriBullet and carrots and pomegranate, whatever was required, immediately on the same day, so that I could start the juices the very next day. And he is very committed, and actually he has helped me a lot in keeping a track, uh, like being on track. And now the things happen is my body needs egg. My body needs the juices. Means I don't need. Even if I don't need, I need not remember, but because my body makes me remember that tomorrow is another day, and you have to make ginger garlic before the meal. So I can't eat a meal without ginger garlic. So so now it is my body over mind. Now I understand uh, that what is Shreyas and Preyas. Shreyas means what is appropriate for me, what is right for me, and prayers means what I like, what I like. I like batata vada, but it is not appropriate for me. Now I know that much. The awareness that Guruji has given us, the conscious, he always writes in his messages, be alert. So having that alertness helps a lot. What you are eating is not out of unconscious mind. You are very alert while you are putting something in your mouth, whether it is good for your body or not. So that helps a lot. And I think that is because of what Guruji has given us.
So, in terms of your typical day, what time you wake up, Sharvari? Because to do all of these things, and I think you mentioned you plan in advance, so
Yes.
that's great. But still, this quite a bit, right? So, how do you slot in? When do you do what things? Out of all that you mentioned so far.
Yes, yes. Generally, I get up at 5:15 in the morning, and one scoop of amla juice, that is uh, Guruji has suggested me to take, with 1 liter of lukewarm water. This is the first thing we have to take. It cleanses your the whole system. Then 1 spoon of coconut oil I take on empty stomach. It lubricates the intestine and heals the stomach, inside the stomach. Then I write Pranam Guruji on WhatsApp. Uh, I freshen up and do PHP and meditation for half an hour. Then and yoga and Om chanting uh, till 8 o'clock. So all this is finished by 8 o'clock generally. So 8:15, 8:30, I take the uh, juice of the day, whatever it is, and the breakfast with ginger garlic paste and egg. So ginger garlic paste and egg is compulsory, and whatever additional I want to have for breakfast, I can have. So that I do have. Then at 12 o'clock, I have one coconut water. At 1 o'clock, if that day I have taken carrot juice, I will take green juice. The green juice is basically blood purifier. It has coriander, mint, and curry leaves, and a pinch of turmeric. So when I make a juice out of it, 1 glass of the green juice, it is very good for digestion also, because it has mint also. So it will again help the digestion. And then at 2:30 I generally have lunch. In the lunch, generally I take ginger garlic paste first, drink with water, and then have my meal. In the end, I eat a few pieces of pineapple, because I cannot take pineapple juice much. So I eat pineapple pieces after meal. That also helps a lot in digestion. It also balances the estrogen levels, especially in ladies. It is very important, and it is very good for bones and heart. Uh, at 4:30, generally I used to take tea, but nowadays I take one coconut water. Uh, I have skipped tea thing. Then generally 6 to 7, I do again PHP and meditation for half an hour, little bit walking, and dinner at 7:30. That's all. So I think I am able to fit in all the things in one day. While sleeping, I make it sure that I do self-healing for half an hour before going to bed, because it helps me to calm all the nerves and whole body, and I feel really peaceful with that. The sleep also is like meditation only, so that helps me in healing.
If I have to say, the Sharvari before meeting Guruji, the Sharvari now, what is the difference?
Uh, Actually, it is, I would say, 180 degrees. I used to be very stressed always, but now I am really very, very peaceful. in my mind. I'm very relaxed, and I don't judge anybody, and I don't judge myself also. I'm very happy with what content and happy with what I have. Uh, uh, I had never been so disciplined, so aware, and so alert of myself. Uh, I'm very close now, very friendly with my body. I take care of it as my friend, and the friendship should continue for long. So, actually, with Guruji, I learned what's the true meaning of love and compassion. What it is unconditional love. What love we generally understand is not at all uh, that what Guruji gives. Guruji is like uh, he has so much love. It is uncomparable, and I really understood what is love in his under his Chhatrachaya. Now, happiness is a constant state of mind. It doesn't depend on the situation or person in front of me. I have decided to be happy, and so I am happy. So nothing can change that. Here I want to say one thing. Actually, mm, uh, I learned a lot of things from the other our fellow KMGNs, because when we go for retreat, we have that we stay for 4 or 5 days together, and we know uh, that my suffering is too little in comparison to what others have suffered, what they have gone through. And I feel that I'm very fortunate that I could find Guruji's in such a early stage of my life, where I can make changes in my life, uh, and that uh, actually enhanced my faith in Guruji a lot. Uh, how he works, how his healing works, I get to know from other people. I met all those people in person who have been healed by Guruji, and that makes a lot of difference. Uh, we can share our experiences, our problems in our group. That is also a big support, because there are so many people in the group who will immediately give a helping hand to you, listening to your problems, understanding you, and giving their knowledge. Generally, cancer patients are always living in one big fear of recurrence, because cancer is such a disease that it will not go away in one shot. Like even if you go all kinds of treatments and all, uh, it can recur again and again. So many people who have taken the standard treatments are always in fearful state, which because of which their immunity again comes down, and they face lot of problems. But with Guruji's healing protocols, what happens is you are doing everything so right that you don't fear at all. The fear is gone. Means I don't even fear a bit about anything bad to me. Any bad will happen to me, and Guruji is always there to bless us, to there to take us ahead. We know that, and we are really fortunate because of that.
That's uh, that's so touching, Sharvari. And on that point, since you mentioned about cancer, yes, the fear of cancer and what it can do to an individual and the family around the individual, it's a very potent fear, right?
Hmm.
Now, not everyone is fortunate to really come in touch with Guruji directly or understand things. So, uh, what would be your advice to such people who are diagnosed of cancer or similar chronic condition, and they do not want to follow conventional treatment? What is your point of view that you would want to share with such people? Because I'm sure uh, amongst the audience who's going to watch this interview, there will be many of these people.
Hmm. I feel we can bond to Guruji through his healing protocols, his healing techniques. Even if we are not that fortunate to meet him in person to take his healing, we can definitely follow his healing techniques given by him, like the juices, jalneti, and self healing, acupressure. All these things will definitely help the people to, even if they have taken the standard treatment, they it will definitely help him in their uh, healing process, because uh, they are like maintenance things. Like, uh, you can maintain your health, and health is not a destination. Definitely it is a journey. So daily it is to be done daily. It is not something that you will reach there and all is done, like you can uh, relax. It is a journey. So being healthy is a journey in which you can implement all these techniques given by Guruji, and they will definitely get the help.
Yeah, I think so because there are so many things one can start doing, like these juices or even acupressure. They can directly start doing, and they can themselves start seeing the effects of these things without having to even directly contact Guruji. I mean, if they start
Yes,
doing these things before they uh, connect with Guruji, then I think this is going to be an additional
yes,
bonus
and
when they actually meet Guruji.
yes,
Yes.
yes. And many of my friends are actually have started doing the juice therapy, because they have been seeing me, they know me, so they are inquisitive. They ask me what you are doing. Like, uh, there is one friend of mine. She is telling me, you are looking like you have put a lot of makeup. You are glowing so much. So what facial do you use? So I told her carrot juice is my my makeup kit. And really, these juices, they give you glow from inside, change you from inside, and which is very important. uh, so yeah, everybody should follow that. uh, I pray to God.
So wonderful, Sharvari. I'm very sure the insights that you shared today, based on your own life experiences of adopting these healing protocols, will go a long way, and really a lot to learn from the commitment that you have and the passion to uh, basically change the course of destiny, right? Because it's how one can take charge of the situation by going through this. So thank you so much. There's a lot to process here, which I'm confident the viewers of this video can take lessons from. And since you mentioned uh, about the staunch support from Rajesh
Hmm.
throughout this uh, important journey.
Hmm.
I think it's very important to understand his point of view about this.
Sure, sure.
Okay, thank you
I
so much for your time.
Yes, I will just add one thing. I always feel that we are Guruji's extended healing hands, and that is how we should be in the society. Like we are Guruji's ambassadors, and Guruji's hands that helps healing the others. And I would just say, if anyone asks me, "Have you seen God?" I will say yes, and He has hugged me.
Wow.
Thank you, and
Thanks a
Allah.
lot. Thanks a lot. Om
Thank
Shanti.
you.
Hi Rajesh, how are you?
Good, good. Om Shanti, Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Shanti and Om Namah Shivaya. Rajesh, it's thanks for you to spend this time. We couldn't resist having you on this interview, especially because of the way Sharwari has narrated the strong support she has received in her own healing journey from you as a life partner. I think she's of course, she is indebted to Guruji, but I think if there's somebody who she considers next to Guruji in terms of support that has been provided to her, it's you. So we definitely want to hear from you, Rajesh. Maybe we'll start with a quick introduction and then ask you a couple of quick questions.
Okay, I am Rajesh Vaidya, live in Thane, Majioda, and I work with Reliance Industries. Professionally, I am a civil engineer and do offshore projects, mainly marine ports, harbors, and subsea pipelines and oil and gas. Now, as far as Sharwari is concerned, she's too nice lady to talk good about me. But anyway, what I will say is that I had already suffered from my own problems maybe 10, 12 years back. And that kind of opened my inner eyes. And I started doing a lot of studies, about consciousness, I would say. Basically, I am actually the spiritual traveler. Now I can say safely. But 10 years back, I said, why it happens to us? Okay, so that was the question I had. And during these days, I did many things, studied a lot of books, lot of practices, and all that. So when Sharwari was diagnosed with these things, just before that, we went to Pondicherry, and we had a very great auspicious darshan of and a meditation at Pondicherry, a Samadhi Mandir of Yogi Arvind, whose photo is just behind here, and the mother. And that time she was practically in that 1 month she developed the cancer in the breast, but we didn't realize it was a kind of a blood cancer, and it happened very fast. And when we came back, we had very little time, and there was a we used to arrange Reiki seminars of our guru. Both of us have common guru, Tenaz Wadiwala. She lives in Andheri, very close to where Guruji lives. And she was conducting the seminar at my house. That is the time we told her we seem to be in trouble. And we also did all the diagnosis through the doctors and all that. Before that, 10 years my journey was on. So I was always a right-brained person, even though I am technically a civil engineer and do most scientific things, but always a right-brained person. So when Sharwari was diagnosed with these problems and Tenas directed us to go to Guruji, it so happened that even I had done Kundalini Kriya Yoga through an earlier guru almost couple of years back, and I was having a lot of pain in the head. And so I was dead sure that there is healing that works, because once you start internal experiences, you don't need a proof from others. If you start getting a feeling that your chakras are vibrating, or you're feeling at least the pain, we have associated any experience with pain. So it was really painful for me internally while what I was practicing. So I knew for sure healing can work. That is was very clear to me. Now you need to find the best person, because there are a lot of con men, unfortunately. So how do you find the best person? So as Swami Vivekananda always said, you will find your right person what you deserve. And so if you are right, you will find the right person. If you are not good, you will find a faltu person. That is my belief. Okay. And so you need to be pure from inside, and then you'll find only pure people. So when we went to Guruji, and Sharvari had an excellent experience while talking to him, and he was very clear. And I also learned that he was an electrical engineer. He was approaching very well. He systematically asked Pooja to show us the videos of how the juices are to be made. He gave us all the techniques, and he gave us actually a yellow card. Those days he used to give what you have to wear, and he used to write down where these are the things you need to do, or Pooja used to write down. So when he did that, of course, I liked. I said he's a perfect engineer like me, more than a healer. That time I didn't know his healing techniques, but uh, so I was very clear. Healing will work or not work is a decision of the person undergoing the healing completely, because only that person can take such decisions. Nobody else can take on his behalf. Now the problem is that most of us are externally oriented. We work with our mind, and mind cannot find. Because I have done Vedanta studies, I know that mind cannot find. All these experiences are beyond the five senses and the mind. So if you have real pressure, real pain, or real challenge in the life, you have to ask your inner soul. If you ask your inner soul, you will always find the guidance. Problem is that whether we can identify with our mind, or we can identify with inner soul. Now that is something she did, and she also had faith in Tehnaz, and I also had faith in Tehnaz. And Tehnaz had told us that Guruji, although we didn't know Guruji, to be honest, we didn't go. So I said, whatever is your decision, I'll support, because you only can take that decision. The truth is that you only can know. I cannot know from outside. It is an external knowledge. It is not based on the inner intuition. And last but not the least, I would say that although I worked in scientific manner for so many years, built so many projects, but I also use my intuition in projects. So in the sense, many times I do not know the answers, or I would say 99% of the times I do not know the answers. But then I sit and I said, okay, I will solve this. And I don't know from where the power comes, and this has been my story for last 55 years. I mean, knowledge is up to a point okay, but a repetitive thing can be done with knowledge. First time in life, like this disease for Sharvari, it's a first time experience. That can be solved only with inner intuition. And you should not disrespect the inner intuition. That is how we took that decision. And once we took that decision, there were so many naysayers. I just cut her off from those people. I told her clearly, if you have taken decision, you have to follow 100%, and I will also take same juices like you, whether or not I need them. Because see what happens in juice therapy, it is not easy to keep yourself motivated. Hello. Yeah, it's not easy to keep yourself motivated. So generally, if the 2 or 3 members of the house are taking the juice therapy, it becomes easier, at least initially 1 year. So logically speaking, the same juices as the sufferer takes, you should take. If you Even if you are not a sufferer, because you will understand the difficulties. If you don't understand the difficulties, if you don't understand the pain, then you will never understand anything, and then you will be really it will be a failure. So that is how I felt we could support her. Naturally, Guruji is absolutely what shall I use the word, I I'm not a bhakti margi, but Guruji is a highly enlightened person. He can do many things. He can alter nature, I can see that. And I have talked to him personally so many times, in a lighter vein also. So, but later on, it's easy to believe and all that. Initially, you need to believe yourself. You know all answers generally. Anyway, I spoke a lot of time.
No, this is. I think you kind of covered the key questions which I had. So, if somebody who has not met Guruji and wants to adopt a healing lifestyle, what is your advice to them? Because this is, as you said rightly, right? This is an area where there's a lot of con men, and
Yeah.
one can never be sure, right? It's like taking the leap of faith,
Yeah.
and to what extent that leap can be, because when it comes to chronic conditions, time is of essence,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
that's the main thing.
Yeah. So what happens is that how it works, as I said, I may be wrong. Okay, you check with Guruji. But my belief system is that only a person who is supposed to go to Guruji will go to Guruji. Okay, if he is supposed to get the healing, he will go there. Now you can spoil the catch. Where is the thing is destiny will provide you many things. Okay, good, bad, and ugly. But destiny has also kept free will, as Sri Yukteswar, Guru of Paramahansa Yogananda used to say. The free will has to be used right or wrong way. Now, if you use the free will, you follow certain destiny. Destiny is not a fixed thing. Destiny is a NPR, or it's a array of things. If you take this path, you go there. If you take that path, you go there. So, what choices you make is left to you. But nobody will come to Guruji unless he is destined to come. See, I have sent at least Guruji's book to at least 20 people. Okay, I bought the book from US and bought 20 copies, and because those days it was published in US only, I gave 20 copies to my friends, but only three of them really reached Guruji. Okay, all of them had problems, but the thing is that if your mind is not calm, what we call Nishpanda Man, okay, as per Upanishads, non-vibrating mind. If your mind is vibrating, then you will not be able to do that. See, sometimes I take decisions. There can be 100% wrong decisions, but we walk on that path. We don't get worried. If you walk on that path, at least you will succeed 50%. But if you are always vibrating between yes, no, you will achieve nothing. So this is how, and technically I don't believe in, to be honest, believe in faith. In the sense, faith is when you have experienced something. But when Guruji is first time meeting you, you are taking data from somebody else. Now somebody else's data can be absolutely useless. But so that is how the con men are found and everything happens. But once you meet Guruji, if you have that right brained approach, you will understand it. Like Guruji can scan you, at least 1% you can scan him. So once you meet him, if he uses such a word to your wife, that give me all your diseases, who would say that? Nobody will say that. So then you understand quickly. It doesn't require 5 minutes to understand. But so, I mean, it's your destiny, and you have to use your free will wisely. Some people will go to him and still not do anything. That also I can tell you. But in this, for example, her speech, I was also listening from behind. If people capture the right thing, what she has done, it will be useful to them. Rather than, saying that she has done so many things. No, it is not that. Guruji has given equal knowledge to everybody. Now our practice is our free will, and we have to be religious in that. I think I have said everything what I am supposed to say.
Rajesh, you really covered the complete array of knowledge in the last 10 plus minutes. I'm so thankful to you for sharing your wisdom, and I'm sure there's a lot of takeaways that one can get even from these last 10 minutes that we've had you on this interview. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care, stay safe. Om Shanti, Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Shanti, and pranam to all the people in our KMG, Guruma and Guruji.
Om Shanti. Hi all. I hope the interview from Sharvari and Rajesh that we heard today resonated well with all of us. And there's much to learn, much to process here that will take some time. The thing to really wonder about, or at least for me, what made me think is ultimately what is the right definition of a blessing or a curse? When something good happens to us, we say, God is great, I am the chosen one, something very positive. But something goes wrong, something contrary happens to what we want or what we need. We immediately start blaming things or blaming people, blaming God and so on. Interestingly, it was the cancer that actually brought Sharvari in front of Guruji, isn't it? So, I believe based on that, it's probably not the situation. It's more about what the individual decides to do about his or her whole situation that matters in life. The situation may have a grander purpose that is waiting to be unraveled based on the right choice of actions and thoughts by the individual. And as Rajesh put it out so beautifully in his interview, that destiny may not be a constant thing. Destiny may be a range of possibilities that is ultimately determined based on the individual's use of his or her free will. So, this is something that we really need to think about, isn't it? In our next interview, we are going to be speaking with Mrs. Sunita Kedkar from Pune, India, who has used these healing techniques to address a life-threatening situation. It was a situation which was very overwhelming and almost given up by the so-called medical fraternity, and yet under the guidance of Guruji, this was addressed very effectively. So more to come on that in our next KMGN Connect interview. Until then, stay safe, take care, Om Shanti, Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you.